Welcome to the Garage Engineer. Today we got something special. Let's check to see what we got in the mailbag today. So I've been looking for a couple years for a laser cutter and engraver. I wanted to get a 60 watt or 100 watt, but really hasn't been in the plans yet to get one. And then a couple weeks ago I saw what has been floating around the internet since probably about last year. A company's been giving out a bunch of them for free. I bought this with my own money, but I like the reviews of it. This is a laser engraver, and it can cut, but it's the very low wattage, so it's not going to be as good as one of the 100 watts. This is what they call an Ortur Laser Master 2, and this is the updated version because it has the fixed focus laser. Now they call it an input wattage of 20 watts, which an output actual laser wattage is only about 5.5 watts compared to 60 or 100 watts, which you get with the bigger machines. But some of the purposes I want to use with this is more just engraving and not really cutting, because we've got the CNC machine to do a lot of the cutting for us. So what I'm not going to do an unboxing. There's plenty of videos out there you can watch to do that. What we're going to do is I'm just going to take some time. We'll put it together, and then we'll test it out on some items. I've got a few projects I want to go ahead and use this for, so let's put it together. Alright, so I did want to mention my first impressions. The packaging of this was very good. I did get a note in here, and I'm going to read it. It says, "Congratulations. First of all, thank you for purchasing the Laser Master 2 20 watt. We upgraded and optimized the 20 watt laser modules for adjustable focus to fixed focus." So I think the original products were adjustable. You can adjust the lens, but now it's just fixed, and then you move the whole entire body up and down based on where the height of the laser to the material is. And the weird part is but as production capacities limitations, it's expected to be sold in the second quarter of 2001. So this is right now May 2001. I'm sorry, May 2021. And then this next one, so it sounds like I'm not getting it. But now you have it. Congratulations. We randomly selected lucky customers and sent you the latest version of Laser Master 2 20 watts. So I did get the more updated version. So when you're buying this, if it's about the time you're watching this video, I bought mine directly from the Ortur website on AliExpress. And so I would think they would have more updated stock. If you buy it somewhere else, you might want to ask the question with their 15, this is saying 15 and the 20 watt versions, make sure it's fixed focus so you have the more updated version on that. So let's get into putting this together. I'm going to pull up the directions on my tablet for how to assemble it, and we'll go from there. I'm going to pause right here. For those keeping track or have a keen eye, you will see I put the X-rail on backwards. I fixed it now, it's correct. But I realized that after when I was getting into the step of putting the motor on, it was going the wrong direction. So if you caught it, good job. Let's continue on with the build. Overall, I'd say take maybe about 30 minutes to put it together, maybe a little less. I was filming and we had the error with the x-axis, so that took a little bit more time. It's not really that hard or difficult to assemble. The instructions are pretty clear, what they give you, so it's very simple and very easy to do. So next, let's get some designs and let's burn some items. Alright, we got the machine set up, we're ready to go. We now have Lightburn set up onto our laptop. We're going to try out 3 different tests. The first test is going to be just a GIF that we got off of the internet. This is Doraemon, if you know the beloved cartoon of the 80s. This is a Japanese cartoon and he's a character kind of like before Pokemon, and who does he remind me of? He's also a character that follows you on as different imagination trips. So I just downloaded that. We're just going to see what the program can do without any modification to the picture. If we can just take it off online, and then if we go directly to Lightburn, that's going to be the first test. So what you can see is we've got it set up for speed of 4,000, and you can't see the, well, let's go down a little lower here. And the power is set for 100%. We're going to do a test fire just to see where we're at. It's kind of where we're at, so let's move it up there. And we'll do a framing it. And that should be good. Put on our safety glasses. We're going to start here. Now I don't know what it's going to look like on film. I don't have a filter on my camera, so we will just have to go with what we got. So that took about 2 minutes, the design. So that's about 2.5 inches tall. And it has a, I think, pretty good, decent darkness to it. Probably could have gone a little bit slower on the speed to get it a little bit more dark. But other than that, you can see all the design details, and it took about 2 minutes. So that's not bad at all. For our second test, we are going to take a file that I created in Illustrator. It's going to be a straight vector art that I have. We're going to see how the machine takes the program takes the design, and then you just set up the different settings, which is what I've got over here. Which ones are going to be lines, which one's going to be fill and lines, and then you set your different settings. So I think we're good on that. I'm going to change this one green line here to be a little slower. Alright, I think everything else is good, so we'll go with that. Alright, first we will frame, and it is low, so we're going to frame our piece to see where it's going to cut. There, let's try that again. Perfect. Alright, so we're in the right spot. Safety glasses on, and let's begin. Alright, so that took 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get the gantry out of the way here. So this is a design I created on Illustrator, like I said. It is 4x4, and it took 11 minutes and 15 seconds. And I think the color turned out really well for the dark areas. And the detail is pretty good on the small lettering. So not too bad, not too bad. Alright, so for the last one, let's get it set up in the computer. So for our third test of Lightburn and the laser, we are going to take a hand-drawn picture, which I've got some right here, that will, some vegetables, but we're going to be creating this labels for our vegetable garden that we can stick into the ground to tell the difference between all the seedlings. And what I'm going to do is take my hand-drawn images, put it to Lightburn, and then see what Lightburn can do with that. and then we will organize it so it can burn onto a large popsicle stick, and that will be the base of the tag itself. So the first thing I did was take a picture with my camera of the drawings, and then we're going to import it into the laptop. So now it's imported in there. Then we go to Tool and find the trace image. And now it's got the whole picture on here. We just need the, I think we'll start with the cucumber here. Actually, let's do a tomato. Let's do the tomato. I like that. Alright, and we can zoom in a little bit. So you see the pink lines, that's where it's picking up where it wants to trace. That should be good enough, and then we can edit it. Now I'm going to hit the sketch trace. I'm not really sure what that will do. I didn't really see it do much. No, I don't think it did anything for us. And let's push OK. And we'll do delete image after trace. We'll do that too, right there, because we're going to go with it. Alright, now we just need to rotate our tomato. It's got that hand-drawn look. We're going to leave it. I don't see. Oh, we do. I'm going to edit. I'm going to edit a little bit. Some of these. You see these little. Oh, you can't see anything. You see some of these little outcroppings here. I might go ahead and fix that off camera just to clean it up. But pretty much, it has a pretty good design there. So we will get that set up. Let me fix it, and then we'll start back up. So now we're back after editing. I got rid of some of the little dots and things that just distracted from the actual line art. So now we will go to layers, or cut layers. We're going to run this at 3,000 speed, that's millimeters per second, I think, and then 100% power. So that's going to be the first design, but we're going to incorporate this into. This is the popsicle stick we're going to be using. This is a jumbo size, as you can tell. This is huge. So we're going to incorporate that design onto here. But first, let me import the vector art that I already created for this. Let's see here. So let's bring in, File, Import, our tomato stick, which is right here. That's an Illustrator vector file. And there we have it. Let's get a little close so you see the outline of the stick and then the word tomato on there. So what we'll need to do is make some adjustments and reduce the tomato. Alright, so let's get our tomato and reduce the size of it. So we'll take that. We'll zoom in here. And that should do that there. And we got tomato. Alright, so what we'll do is first we'll run a test on the stick itself so we know where to place it on the board. And then we'll run the actual everything else. So what I'm doing is each different object, I'm creating a separate color by selecting the object and then choosing the color down here. Doesn't really matter which one. By doing that, then you're choosing the different colors up here. So what we need to do now, so the red is going to be just a quick, just needs to show placement. So we'll do that at 50% at 6,000. Doesn't have to be dark or anything. For the tomato here, we're going to choose that, and that's going to be, let's see. The tomato is going to be, we're going to fill it in and create a line around all the letters. And that is going to be at 100%. And let's say 4,000. And we're going to do a crosshatch too. Right here, there's a crosshatch so that it'll make it a little bit thicker. The line interval can be a little bit higher there. We'll try that. It doesn't have to be, so it won't take as long. So that's okay. And then the tomato itself, what if we did, well, let's do a fill and a line on that too. So we'll do the same parameters, 4,000 at 100%, crosshatch, at line interval 0.3. There you go. So the first thing we're going to do is on output, we're going to turn off the tomato and the lettering and just leave the outline of the stick. And that will give us where we can place the stick. So let's home the laser first since we moved it out of the way. Alright, now we're home. Let's do a frame to see where it's going to be cutting at. That's big. Alright. So then what we probably need to do is turn our board this way. It might be too big. Let me see how big this thing is. We're going to do a test. That might be the right size. I don't know. Let's run another frame here. Well, that's about right. So now we just need to, we're going to cut just the outline of the tongue depressor or the popsicle stick. Don't know how well that picks up. It's very faint right here. Faint outline. I can see it. Doesn't pick up well on the camera, but we'll go ahead with it. And let me get it placed here. Now we're going to turn off the outline of the tongue depressor because we don't need it. So under cuts and layers, what we're going to do is turn off the outline here and turn on the lettering and the tomato there. So now we're going to do the opposite without the popsicle outline. And here we go. So that took about 2 minutes to cut all that, and I think it turned out really well. I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to cut a few more, and then let's go check it out in the garden. So for this Ortur Laser Master 2, it really works pretty well for as long as you keep your expectations for what the machine can do. It's a great engraver. It can cut, but if you're looking to cut like big thick items, it's not going to do that. So you want to go to a CO2 laser, which I'd love to get up to as the next step. But for right now, the purposes I need it for engraving different items I make, that works perfectly. As you can see, I have a CNC machine, and I could have got a laser and just added it on to that. But for the price of this laser and the gantry and all that, it was cheaper and just as good as a deal than if I got something to put on my CNC. And plus, this is portable, so I can move it around and put it on tables or different things like that if I wanted to laser it and etch it. So if you want to learn more about it, look in the comments below and there'll be a link to this exact laser and see if it works best for you in your shop. And remember the ABCs of making. Always be creating. Till next time.